Hi, I'm Shahar.
And I'm Ash, and we're with BuzzBooster.tv.
And this episode is brought to you by Mozypro.
You know, today we have a really awesome show.
I know.
Yes.
What are we going to talk about?
Man, we're going to talk about Facebook. We're also going to talk about, we have a very special guest.
Oh yes, Chris Mullins, the phone doctor, right?
Yes.
And we are going to talk about the wow factor in sales.
That's right.
Yes, so enjoy.
Have fun. Alright, so you probably noticed that Facebook released the timeline. You know, when I first saw it, I had mixed feelings about it, but now I truly, really love it. I think it's great. And there are several ways that you can promote your business stealthily on the timeline. Because keep in mind, you can't really do it, right? Facebook doesn't want you to use that for business. Now, let me just explain how it works really quickly. Essentially, when you go to someone's profile and it has the timeline, you can see pretty much everything that they've done on Facebook down to the moment that they were born. So you click born, like if you go to my profile, you'll see born, and then you see 2004, and then 2005, and then you see stuff. But here's how you can, elements that you can modify that will help you promote your business a little bit. Keep in mind though, Facebook doesn't want you to use this for business, so you have to be careful with what you do. But first things first, the cover photo, right? When you log into Facebook, when they transfer the pages over, if yours hasn't been transferred to the timeline yet, they're gonna pick an image automatically. But the main thing that you notice is when you go to that profile, there's a big image right there at the top. It could be of you, it could be of your kids, whatever, right? But the cool thing is you can modify that and you can make it to whatever you want it to be. You just have to make it the right size. So if you go to my profile, National Boyayan, you'll see what I've done. Essentially, I thought about doing the whole business thing and make it, but then no, they don't want us to. And it's more fun because it's personal, so I get to play with it. So what I did is I added several pictures that are about me, who tell people what I'm about. So pictures, for instance, of me geocaching, if you know I've liked geocaching, pictures of myself and Shahar, pictures of me on stage because we have speaking engagements, pictures of my dog Apple, pictures of my cat Banana, and things like that. But then I also have, for instance, a logo from my business. So I'm not really saying, hey, this is my business and this is all that I'm about. I'm giving them glimpses of things that I do and I like in my life and in my business, and perhaps a little logo here, a little picture of me speaking there, etc. But very personal. And then, what else can you do? On the timeline, they give you, it is what it is when they give it to you, but you can add events to that timeline. So, for instance, when I clicked born, I added a picture of me when I was a little baby. But then I added an event in 2004 when we moved over to Salt Lake City. And I say, hey, we moved over to Salt Lake City, and I give them a little bit of the story behind us, behind Shahar and I. Our story, what prompted us to go there. So at this moment, it's very personal, but when it connects to business, it will all make sense in the end. Because we are who we are in business today because of the events that happened in our lives in the past and blah, blah, blah. So I tell them that, a little bit of the personal. Then, what else did we do? In 2005, we started BuzzBooster. So I added an event to the timeline talking about the beginning of BuzzBooster. So the cool thing is, when I add that event on Facebook, it actually says, what is this about? Is it personal? Is it work related? So it's work related. So they know that it's work related. So now I have pretty much the leeway to do whatever as far as it's work related there. So I created an image talking about BuzzBooster. And so it's Nash and Shahar, I have the logo, I have the website right on the banner, and then you can add a description. So I talk what BuzzBooster is about. After all, I'm telling them that I started BuzzBooster, and there's a link back to my website. So there's, bam, another way to promote my website there. And then, and I think it was 2006, we started BuzzBooster TV. So I added a new item to the timeline saying that we started BuzzBooster TV. It was a prominent event in my life, so it should be there in the timeline of my life, right? So it's the same thing. When I added that event, it asks, is it personal, is it family, whatever, is it business? So I say work related, work related, I tell them BuzzBooster TV. I write a little description saying, hey, we started BuzzBooster TV, the purpose is this and this and that, and this is the concept behind it, da-da-da-da-da-da. I add an image, a graphic, promoting BuzzBooster TV, and I get to add a link to my BuzzBooster.tv website. So there I am promoting BuzzBooster TV. And so then, you know, you could go on and on, up to whenever. Every time you have a thing, you can add an event to that timeline and talk about it. So it's a way for you to tell your friends, people on Facebook, what's going on in your life, because if it's your business, evidently these are prominent events in my lifetime. I added it there, but I can also promote my business in a way that isn't necessarily against the rules, and I'm actually utilizing that platform for that. So I invite you to do the same. What are the events in your life that are business related that you can integrate to your Facebook timeline and use it to let your friends know about it, but also to promote your business? You know, when it comes to running a successful business, there are many things, several things that we have to keep in mind, right? Like hiring the right people and things like that. But one thing that's often overlooked is actually the backing up the data that powers your business.
It's extremely important, and people don't do that.
No, they don't.
Yeah, and
not enough.
Yeah, and then you know that 12,000 laptops are lost or stolen on airports every single week.
That's crazy.
It is crazy, but it doesn't stop there. Let me tell you about my friend Phil Davis last week. He was on a plane and he was in the middle seat, right? Decided to go to the restroom. So he put the laptop on the floor, went to the restroom. When he came back, he forgot, stepped, crushed the laptop, lost all his work. That's sad.
That's brutal.
It is.
And you know, Shahar, what's even more scary than that? It's actually statistics show that about 50% of businesses who don't have any type of data management in place for like 10 years or more actually end up filing for bankruptcy.
Are you kidding?
No, super scary.
You know, this kind of thing gives me goosebumps.
Yeah.
You know, that's reason enough for you to stop what you're doing and get to know our friends at Mozy, the name that is really trusted as online backup. In fact, they back up all the written data done by mankind in all recorded history in every language.
That's pretty impressive.
It
you know,
is.
If you're not using Mozypro yet, consider this. They're actually very simple to use, setup, very fast. They cost about 80% less than pretty much all other solutions out there who do
drop in the bucket.
Yeah, a drop in the bucket. You know what? And they give you peace of mind and they back up all of your data.
Yes, want to see some other cool companies using Mozy? For example, General Electric, Accenture, Yale School of Management.
So, but yeah, Stanford, some pretty big companies, right? So sign up for Mozy, 877-669-9776.
What?
That's 877-669-9776.
Or just go to mozypro.com.
mozypro.com.
So, for the last few episodes, we've been talking about sales process and negotiation, right? What are the steps that you need to take in order to close every single time? Well, today I want to talk to you about how to extract the wow factor. You know, in every sales process, there needs to be a time where you introduce the wow factor. Just think about the infomercials, right? They always have the wow factors the moment the prospect starts thinking, oh my gosh, how did I live without it? I need that, I need this person, right? For example, if you the commercial that the guy has a glove and the truck goes over the glove and nothing happens to his hand, or the one that he can saw a car in half with the saw. So all these things are the wow factor. Well, when you're selling and when you're negotiating, you also need to have that. So what can you do to introduce the wow factor? It can be features of the product, of course, something that the prospect really is not aware of and is going to make them say, wow. For example, when we are on stage and we are selling on stage, we talk a lot about web shows, right? There is a moment there that we know it's our wow factor where we grab a cell phone, call somebody from the audience and do a live streaming from the cell phone. Well, most people don't know they can do that, so they just go, wow. Right? And we know that from that on, we can just go to the sale straight away because we got the effect that we wanted to. when you are negotiating one-on-one, you also need to think what's going to be the wow factor. It can be, let's suppose you're a social media guru and you're trying to sell your consulting services. By showing them things that they could be doing, what about having your own web show? What about live streaming, using Google Hangouts, where you can hang out with a bunch of people and give your advice and, you know, exchange a conversation there. That can be the wow factor, because many times they're not even aware of those tools. Okay. Other ways to introduce the wow factor, when you're doing on a sales letter, for example, or on a sales letter website, it's when you show how much you made a year, or how much you made with the sales or that product that you're trying to sell. That's very common. You can also show testimonials that, you know, change the life overnight with your products or services. So you can introduce some credibility factor there that will also make people think, I need that product or service. So what you have to do now is really think about your negotiation process and your sales channels, how they're done, and introducing every single one the wow factor, be it from the credibility perspective or from the possibility perspective of things that they just don't know about, that they should know, because that could change their life. That's how you introduce the wow factor in the sales process. And it's very, very crucial, because after that, you can just go to close the sales. Hey, today I'm here with Chris Mullins, the phone sales doctor, and we are going to talk really about a good old friend of ours, the telephone. You know, many people forgot that it's still one of the most powerful marketing tools out there. But before we begin, Chris, tell me a little bit about you.
Well, again, I'm Chris Mullins, the phone sales doctor, and what we do is we do mystery shopping by phone to check up on your staff to see how they're handling all your leads. And we also will train your staff on how to fix the problem areas.
Okay, so let's go talk about the mystery shopping, right? Well, we hired that assistant and we tell her this is how we have to talk on the phone. Tell me some horror stories that you know what really happens there.
Oh, well, I can tell you a horror story. I tell you, one time we were doing some mystery shopping for automotive repair shop owners. And the auto repair shop owner said, that's my best guy on the phone there. He's been there for 10 years. He's my best guy. He's my right arm. And we played the mystery call for the owner, and his right arm said, well, listen, we're kind of busy here. Why don't you go down the road to our competitor? And I was like, oh my God. So right away, that didn't work out. That fellow was fired. But what's really important is that you have a script. You can't just take your person, your assistant, and expect them to figure it out. They need a script. They need to understand what you want to get from every single call. You should record the phone calls so that you can check up on them, not so that you can cause a problem, but so that you can play the mystery calls for them and say, hey, this is what you did that was great. Here's what needs to be fixed. So you want to monitor them. That's probably the most important thing you can do, is record the calls. You definitely want to check the laws for recording phone calls in your area. But then the other thing that you really want to do that's important is you want to make sure that every lead that comes into your funnel is touched by the telephone.
That's very, very important. I just want to make a comment on the mystery shopping, because I think in every single business it's important to have a pair of fresh eyes every now and then, right? Because we really get too emotionally involved that we don't see something that is obvious, and we just might be losing prospects there. Do you agree with me?
Yeah, absolutely. You need fresh eyes, because your staff isn't going to listen to you.
Exactly.
So if they have an outside expert that they can learn from, that handles them in a positive way, in a relationship building way, not like, what's wrong with you, why did you get the calls wrong, just in a positive way, and coaches them, it's not a big deal. You can fix the problem.
Yeah, it's amazing the conversion that you can have, the increasing conversion that you can have if you fix the phone in that sense.
You can have a minimum of a 20% increase.
See?
Just by focusing on the phone, just by giving a script to the person that's in your office, teaching them how to use the script, recording the calls and doing mystery calling to check up on them, let them listen to the mystery calls so they can see how they did, and then coach them on how to use the script. And then every single time somebody opts into your funnel, every time they opt in, however it is, pick up the phone and call them right away.
Yeah, let's talk a lot about that, actually, because You know, we see every single time, even when clients come to us, that it's all about the leads. They want more leads, more leads, more leads. But we've also seen in many cases, the leads piling up, right? I actually had a client, I still have the client, but some years ago, he came with a folder, really this big, full of leads that he got from PPC or whatever he was doing that he never followed up weeks and weeks later because I'm too busy, right? So there is no point in having leads if you're not going to follow up. Now, you were talking to me yesterday about doing, when it comes online, how is it that you work with that?
The perfect thing that you can do is as soon as a lead opts in, have it forwarded to an outside service like us or a team member or a virtual assistant or a salesperson, so that it goes to their email right away. So it's opted in, it's gone right into their email, and within 5 minutes you want to call that prospect back. You want to call them up and just give them a big hug. All you're doing is you're just giving them a big hug, you're welcoming them. You say, oh, congratulations, I noticed that you just ordered our free report. Or I just noticed that you requested to get my book. And oh, by the way, while I have you on the phone, and then you can go ahead and sell them something. You want to maybe make it a little bit soft depending on how they opted into you, but the point is you want to touch them with the telephone to build a relationship. Don't just let them opt in. Pick up the phone and call them and then try to close them on something, even maybe another free report.
Or maybe a strategy session or something like that.
Could be an appointment. Schedule an appointment.
The important part is to understand that we need the human connection, even though we might be generating leads and sales online. And that's a point that we cannot take out of the picture. Do you agree with me?
Absolutely. What's critically important is what I find that business owners have done is they get all excited about marketing, all excited about it, and they spend all their time and all their money on it. They finally find the right formula, the phone is ringing, the opt-ins are coming in, but then they completely forgot about the lead and what to do with the lead. So you need to look at your telephone and your staff and your opt-ins, however your leads are coming in is another sales and marketing tool. It's just part of the checklist.
And it can mean a lot of money coming in.
You're leaving a lot of money on the table.
You're leaving on the table, yeah. We call this multi-step, multi-channel follow-up because we tend to think if we're doing something online, everything ends online. And it's a whole process that we need to follow. And really the phone is an important piece of that. Now, is that something very complicated to start doing in a company, or should we always outsource that? What are your takes on that?
Well, there's two things that you can do. Is it's good to outsource having mystery calls done and staff training done and script writing done, and it's good to outsource having a salesperson taking in your opt-in leads and calling them right away, only because if you have experts doing it, because you're not an expert at everything.
Right.
You're only an expert in your own business. So if you have the experts handling those areas, it's getting done. They're being paid to do it. It's getting done by the experts. You have the experts giving advice to your staff. It's a no-brainer.
Of course it is. Even if we stay with the 25% that you mentioned, and I believe if we do the follow-up in 5 minutes after an online lead comes in, we could increase that quite a bit.
Oh, absolutely. That's a minimum.
Yeah. So just think how much more money you could be making by simply improving our good old friend, the telephone, right? Improving how you deal with that.
Yeah. Let me just say what's really important about the speed of picking up the phone and calling them is usually the person that's opting in is the decision maker. They're going to make a decision about something. So if you can get to them quickly, which is the whole idea, quickly, then you're going to get them to answer the phone.
Yeah.
And if they answer the phone,
well,
that's it.
Yeah. Just the amount of work it's going to take out of the picture.
That's it.
Comparing to trying to chase him later.
Oh yeah,
it's unbelievable.
Telephone tag, voicemails. You never can get them. They're ready for a decision right now. So you need to grab them now.
Now, Chris, tell me, if people want to know more about this, how do they get in touch with you?
There's two ways they can get in touch with me. They can call or email. So I'll repeat the phone number and the email twice. The phone number is area code 603-924-1640. 603-924-1640. That's direct to me, or you can email me personally, and that's at chris@mullinsmediagroup.com. So chris@Mullins, and Mullins is Mullins, mediagroup.com.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. Oh,
and
my
you know,
pleasure.
I just want to say phones may be great for texting and watching videos, but they are great tools for you to increase your
Oh,
conversion.
yeah.
Use your phone wisely. It's just not an entertainment piece. It still brings a lot of business to
It's a
us.
sales and marketing tool.
It is a very good one.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Wow, a lot of good information, wasn't it?
A lot of great information.
You know what you have to do now? You know, just apply all this to your business.
Yes.
And see your business achieving long-lasting prosperity.
You know, you said it all, Shahar. Apply it in your business.
Yeah.
Take action.
Take action. And don't forget to have an awesome new year.
That's right.
Yes, we hope you achieve everything in 2012.
Everything, but because, not just because it's going to miraculously happen, but because you're going to take action.
Yes. Okay.
Happy New Year.
See you next time.